So part of me being there and knowing how this operation works, we need diesel fuel to run our equipment. And I figured out pretty quickly. I said, it's not easy getting diesel way the heck up here. We can do it, we can order it, but sometimes it's 3 months behind, sometimes you get it in a month, sometimes they say we don't have any. And so I told them I was going to go out and buy. I went in and found people that they were old, but they were in good shape. 500-gallon tanks that you could put diesel in. They were cleaned. I had them cleaned. I had 2 or 3 of them or something. Big project. Had them, dug them up. They were in the ground. Brought them up. Had them checked out. They're all good. Bring them up here. The person I had talked to was Andre, and said, Andre, so I've got these things of diesel. Oh, no, we'll just order. I said, okay, I've been here already to tell you that it doesn't always show up. And if we run out, every day and minute we run out, we're not making gold. I know, but we're going to be fine. I'll make an order in right now. I said, well, I'm telling you, you need to make enough orders so we can fill our tanks up and then make another order. And then we can, while we're waiting, he said, I'll take care of it, don't worry. Well, he doesn't take care of it. He didn't even order the one that he said he was going to order. And so time goes on and we're running lower and lower. And all of a sudden, Andre comes and goes, hey, we got to go steal some diesel. What are you talking about? Yeah, we're out of diesel. I said, well, I know. Well, don't you have that shipment coming in? No, I didn't order that. I was going to. I thought it was a good idea. I should have. I didn't do it. We don't have any diesel whatsoever. And now we're going to run out. And I know of a couple companies around us that we can go in and steal their diesel. Huh. I said, I'm not doing that. I didn't come here so I can go out and steal diesel or steal anything. I solved the problem for us. I got us things. You told me, which was all I could trust, you're going to get us some diesel. These will be all filled by now. If you'd ordered it and ordered enough to fill all this stuff up, you didn't even order it. And now you're, because of what you did, okay, well, I'm going to call Glenn. I'm going to have him fire you. Oh, really? Yeah, you do that right now. Please, go call Glenn. Get in touch with him however you want to. Tell him you didn't order diesel and now you want to fire me, because I'd like to hear what Glenn says, right? Of course he didn't do that. But he was trying to he didn't do his job, right? And I didn't steal any diesel. And we ran out. And I had him order some, and it came a ways later, but somehow the way he was the one in charge of who he knew to talk to and whatever, he didn't order enough only to give us some, but not to fill all our tanks up, which is what we needed. So that if anything happens, like a coup or anything, we just keep working. We don't have to stop. We don't have to worry about people bringing stuff up to us. I thought way ahead of the time, and he wasn't doing his job. So, we did stop. And then we did get, I think we bought some from some other companies. Okay, buy it, don't steal it. Anyway, so that was, at some point, we realized that the rebels had, I already knew this, the rebels had already come in. So when I went back the second time, my dad was still alive, and I had already heard that Taylor had come across the border up in Guinea or somewhere. I don't know the other countries. And he was working, he was going to come in and take and have a coup. So shame on me. I guess I already knew that. So Kwamp is dead. He's gone. This is 5 years later. This person's coming in, but we're out in the jungle and everything should be fine, and we're going to have security, or we're going to have whatever we have. Anyway, so for me, I know that there's a chance at some point we're going to be in a position where we can't leave here, but we're way out in the middle of nowhere, and so nobody's going to bother us here as far as I can tell. But as time goes on, he's getting closer, now he's taking over this, he's taking over this, he's getting closer. Well, now we get a message from my shortwave that the Marines are coming in and they're evacuating any American that wants to leave. And I go, okay, well, I mean, they're doing that for a reason. They know something. I know what they're doing. I mean, come into Monrovia, do whatever you got to do. You're not going to bother us way the heck up here. I mean, we don't even know where we are, right? And then when it blows over, we'll still be working. Hopefully we'll have fuel by then, whatever. But I made the decision that I'm staying. Even though they were evacuating people, all we had to do is call them and, we'll come up to you and get you out of there. No, we're fine. We're going to be fine. A little bit of time goes by, and people realize that though more than likely was going to be killed. I mean, that's, how he's lived this long, who knows? But the group started splintering off. So now we're getting groups of military people coming into our area with guns and stuff, and they come up and they say, Freeman, the person I used to do our stuff, right? We haven't got our Nessie up and running yet. We're still working on that. They say, what tribe are you from? And he kind of looks at him like he doesn't want to tell him. I already know they're from the Cron tribe. That's Doe's tribe. So there's a lot of tribalism in the world in so many ways, if you want to say it that way. And they put the gun right to his head. Tell me what, I'm a Cron tribe. Now, these have got to be the most passive people you've ever met in your life. He goes, you're coming with us. Now, they're in my compound. So, again, I mean, I don't want to tell you what I'm thinking at the time. I mean, he's very important to me, but he's not going to come back alive. They're going to take him out and kill him, because that's what they do to people. I said, you're not touching, he's staying here. He works for me, and I'm sure you've heard, the Marines are coming in and evacuating people. I've got radio contact with them. You touch him, and they'll be here in no time. Kill me, kill him, they'll be here, and you won't be alive. So just know that you're not taking him. You're not taking him out of here. And they actually put the gun right to my head, and one of the people there, she says, give him Freeman. Give him Freeman. I said, I'm not giving him Freeman. And I mean, obviously I believe they weren't going to shoot me, but I don't know why they didn't. So they put the guns down, and they were frustrated, and they went away. I said, okay, great. So I take Freeman and a couple other Cron people that weren't Doe people, right? And I said, we're going out to, remember the palava hut I made out of gold, where the Nessie is? We're called Jowecan. There was Mowecan. There was a number of Wowecan kind of villages around there. And I called mine Noh-Way. And so I said, we're going to take you out there, and you're going to live there. And when we need you, we'll bring you in, and we'll take you back. And so they don't know that. Nobody knows where that is. That's out even farther away from where we are, right? So the people that had to work out there they were working out there 7 days a week, right? And we were trying to trade them off or whatever. They said, no, I can't take it here anymore. No, I got to have a weekend. I go, what do you mean? He says, well, there's no weekend. I said, it's not a weekend. It's no weekend, like, Joe weekend. I said, well, yeah, but we don't get a weekend, so it's no weekend. I said, okay, well, let me get you a day off, or let me do whatever we got to do. But anyway, I had a group of people out there, and they never were found out there, which is good, until I left. I mean, who knows what happened after that. Well, I did find out, actually, which is kind of sad, but having people you're responsible for, that's a big thing. So these are things that I look back and I go, I said what I did. I could have said something and said, well, let me find him later. Who knows? Hey, can I give you some money, and if we can keep him? I just said, you're not taking him out. And they had the gun in my head. You're not going to go ahead and shoot me. The people already know I'm here, and you'll have U.S. Marines here, and not just you, but everybody you know. What you're doing to me is nothing. So anyway, I guess I scared them away. We go to a point where kind of quiet. All of a sudden, there's some other stragglers of people with machine guns in town. Now, Andre is now with us. He's on the motorcycle, and he's in there, and he comes in, and they say, stop, stop, stop. And he goes, I'm not stopping, because you got machine gun. And he does the old thing I used to do, just drive away. And they shot at him. And I think one of them hit his fender, and all around him, and he got back, and he said, oh my God, they're here to kill us. They're going to kill us all right now. literally what I said was, I'll take care of this. Again, you're in a mindset somehow being able to go through places, and these people are shooting people or whatever. So I go down there, and I get down there. Yeah, they'd already left. Well, thank you, Jesus, because I'm sure I would have said something. I would have done something. Would they have shot me? Maybe. I don't know what they were going to do. They'd already shot at Andre and could have hit him and killed him on the motorcycle, so they were not, they weren't afraid of too much. But they did leave, and they weren't there, and I just, well, this is great. I think this is, we got to get ready, though. We got to know that we're going to have more people splintering off and doing whatever. And so let's, I got my shotgun out, made sure that was easy to get to, and anyway, so now, like I said, they were in the compound. They were up there. We were doing the best we can to keep our things going. I get a call on, I got a call on the shortwave, and it's Susan. And he goes, because we had somebody answering down there, but they could patch me through, and I could hear Susan's voice talking on the phone, and they would patch it through to me. Susan over the shortwave radio, Manifco, which is the company I work for, which is part of Hotel Africa or whatever. And actually, they were not part of Hotel Africa. That's when I did the casino. Manifco was Glenn's whole operation, is not sending money again. So my whole thing was, I'm going to come here. Here's my banking account. Here's all. You got to put money in the bank every month, and Susan can access that and use it or do whatever. Well, they had already not done that, and by the time she got to me, she says, look, there's no money here. There's nothing. I mean, we're out of food. Frederica doesn't have food. I got to get her to school. Whatever. And so I talked to Glenn. He goes, oh, no, I'll take care of it. I don't know how that ever happened. So he does something, and it starts showing up again. I go, that's great. This time when she calls, they've already evacuated people from Liberia, right? I decide I'm going to stay because I'm safe way up here, and we're going to keep dredging and doing our things. And when that's done, when they come to us, oh, you're the new government, whatever. Well, what do we have to pay you to do whatever? You're not going to kill the golden whatever goose. We'll just keep making gold, and we'll keep giving you what you need, and everybody will be happy, right? But when they're not getting food, when it failed again, Glenn was with me. He was there at this time. He'd come in, coup's going on, we're up here, we're isolating ourselves, and I said, what, Glenn, how in the hell? I'm trapped up here. I can't do anything. Nobody can go into the city. It's completely surrounded by rebels. The only way, you can't call somebody on the phone, oh no, I'll take care of it. How are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to go down to Monrovia, and I'm going to talk to, I said, you did that before. And here we are. My family again is in harm's way. So I'm one thing up here doing what I'm doing. I'm in harm's way. But they have no control over any of that. I'm the only one that can control any of that stuff. And I did everything I could. I've asked you. You said you saw it was a problem. You did something about it. Same thing again. And you don't even know why it's doing it. I said, I can't believe it. I said, I can't believe it either. But I'll tell you what. I'm leaving right now. I'm not staying here. Why would I stay here? You're going to go down there and you're going to come back and I'm going to think, okay, you took care of it? You already said that. So, I mean, I'm sure Glenn wanted to. Glenn's not a bad guy. Whatever he was supposed to do, he tried to do. The system failed him out there, whatever, but it didn't matter. What mattered is I can't be here, held up for 6 months, a year, whatever, as this coup goes on. And it turned out to be 15 years, but whatever. And hope that at some point it clears up and I can find out if Susan's getting money or not. Because the people that were even on the shortwave with us, they were in danger. They shouldn't have even been there, right? Anyway, so I said, you're not going. But what I heard on our BBC radio was that Taylor and Doe's group had made a commitment for a ceasefire. I think this was a Friday, a ceasefire for 2 days until Monday. And on Monday, if this hadn't been resolved, if they hadn't come up with something to make this work, right, then the thing would be off. I go, here, I'm going. So I go out, I think I've told you some of this, but I go out to the little airport that we have. That was just an open field or whatever. There's a crashed plane there upside down. The plane that picked me up had bullet holes in it. I said, come here, I want to show you something. What the? Yeah, they're shooting at us from the jungle. He said, I'm going to go up and I'm going to try another route. But I mean, guns can hit us. We don't fly that high. I go, okay, well, we're going, right? He goes, yeah, we're going. So we go back and we land and I get out. And, there's a circle about a mile radius around the entire city of rebels. And I get whatever. I still had stuff there. I kind of grabbed some stuff and whatever. And I said, okay, I got to get out of here. But I have until Monday. And this is Saturday night or something, right? Well, Sunday morning on the BBC, the talks have been called off. Ceasefire's over. And now they're going to kill the president. I go, well, shit, I'm right here now. President's right over there. I'm right here. I got to get out of here. Well, I mean, I got a couple people I know, and they go, well, there's only one way out of here. The airport you came in on, there's a Russian plane there just getting people out of here. I said, well, I'm going right now. I don't know what I left, but I grabbed nothing maybe and just got out there. And I said, I want to go, okay, you're next, we could take this many people and you're on board. And so I said, okay, good. When are we leaving? Soon. I said, well, it's got to be soon because they're right out down the street. I mean, we can hear guns going off and stuff. I said, okay. All of a sudden, the guy comes out and says, and he's a Russian person, so thick accent, hard to hear everything. He says, we didn't get enough people. For us to make money on this, we've got to have, I'm going to say, 30 people, whatever it was. When we had 10, or one of them was the vice president's wife, right? So anybody that could and needed to get out of there was on that plane. But they said, so the only way we're going to cancel the flight, and maybe if somebody comes in and we get enough people, they said, or the amount of people we have right now, if everybody gives us $100 more than what we already paid them, I can't even remember what we paid them, that would be enough to take off. And of course, it's a scam. They've already made some money. They don't want to be there either. But and I'm thinking, okay, I got that money right here, and everybody there. I think even the VP's wife goes, "We're not paying you. No, we already paid you." I go, okay. I thought that was a bad idea. They'll still take us, so we lost a little bit of money. We're out of here now, and maybe if we wait, we won't get out at all because they'll come in and whatever. And I start talking to people going, hey, I'm putting $100 in right now. Does anybody need $100? No, we got the money. Of course, they all had money. I said, well, then pay the money. Who cares? So whatever I said, convince them. We get in the plane, and they decide, okay, we got enough. Let's get out of here. And it seems like it was taking forever. But anyway, plane starts up, and we take off, and we get off the runway. I'm going, that's good news, right? I don't think we're in the air for more than 2 minutes, and I hear this sound from the engine. It sounds like the engine is going to blow up. It's a rattling, booming, terrible sound. I go, I know there's something wrong with that engine, and we're only so far off the ground, and we're certainly not anyway. So I yell, I go up and start banging on the pilot's thing, right? And nobody's answering. And you're hearing the sound. I don't know if you can. We're hearing it in the back, even though I think the motor's in the front. Whatever it was back here was terrible. Finally, somebody comes out and I go, listen to what's going on. The guy looks at me and goes, oh. He goes back and comes out with a screwdriver. Okay. Well, I don't know what you think is wrong. I don't know how a screwdriver is going to help. But he goes back there and we're still flying and we're climbing, so we're getting higher up or whatever. And he's messing around. He comes back and goes, I can't fix this. I said, yeah, no kidding. With a screwdriver? I mean, I don't know what the wrong problem is, but why did you, anyway, so I guess he was trying to give us good faith. Maybe he thought the sound would go away. The sound didn't go away. We kept flying with this terrible noise, just like, okay, it's going to blow up now. We might be 5 more minutes. We got to go 2 more hours before we get out of this country, right? Anyway, we get out of the country and get to a place where, in fact, we are able to trans out and get on planes and get the heck out of there. So, pretty scary. But you, again, are in situations where you got to think quick and you can't be, let's barter on this thing here. I mean, I'm a barter. I don't mind. I think that's about it. I mean, I've told you a lot. I mean, I'm sure I could tell you a heck more. But the problem is, if I do this again, I'm going to have, I mean, so I was telling you the picture of, Pradika's great uncle, right, who was the first prime minister, right, and the coin. Well, I got pictures of that. I got pictures of all kinds of stuff, being in the pyramids and all that stuff. I'm not ready to do that kind of a thing, but I just want to get information down, some of it at least. I mean, if I keep talking, I'm sure I'll just come up with 10 more things that, you may be bored with, but it were things that happened and kind of made me go, wow, that was kind of scary, or that was exciting, or whatever. But as of today and right now, signing off.